in a group chat with my lawyers. Shit.
Oh, so this is the reason why all this is coming out.
Man, my boy Daryl, man, you gotta make sure he's a good dude. He's a good human being.
This is why all this is coming out. It makes sense. Not gonna lie, Halle Bailey, you're cooked. You need Jay-Z to back you up, son.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy because the whole time Halle said that DDG chipped a tooth and the whole internet went crazy. The whole internet went crazy. Now DDG is showing receipts of the mermaid. You see cutting him, stabbing him.
Halle Bailey, beloved as the new Little Mermaid and known for her sweet, reserved public image, shocked fans by filing for a restraining order against her ex, DDG, Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., a rapper-turned-YouTuber. According to court documents and media reports, verbal abuse, controlling behavior, and emotional manipulation, stalking, physical aggression, evidenced by photos of bruises and a chipped tooth, all allegedly occurring while she was caring for their newborn son. Halle. The court responded quickly. Temporary restraining order granted, sole custody of baby Halle awarded to Halle for now. DDG ordered to stay 100 yards away. This isn't just breakup drama, this is legal and potentially criminal. Once the news hit, DDG didn't hold back. He denied the abuse, claiming it's a smear campaign. Called Halle's legal move clout chasing. Despite her A-list status, dropped IG stories, tweets, and maybe even a diss track, firing shots at fake narratives. He seems to be in PR damage control mode, but the court doesn't deal in vibes, it deals in evidence. The most heartbreaking piece, their infant son Halle is caught in the middle of it all. Halle alleges that DDG's behavior put both of them at risk. The court granting her temporary custody suggests there was enough concern for the child's safety. This turns the narrative from toxic breakup to family safety and welfare, which courts take very seriously. The internet split fast. Support for Halle. We believe you. Protect Black women. Disney princess energy in real life. Skeptics and DDG fans. Where's the proof? She's ruining his life. But here's the truth. A judge already reviewed the initial evidence and granted protections. That doesn't mean DDG is guilty, but it does mean the court took Halle's claims seriously enough to act. This isn't over. Here's what's coming. Formal hearings for permanent custody and restraining orders, potential for civil or criminal charges. Depending on how serious the claims get, both may submit more evidence, texts, medical reports, witness testimony. Halle's long-term custody arrangements will hinge on the outcome. This is not a tabloid rumor, it's a legal battle with real consequences, centered on allegations of abuse and the safety of a child. If true, it's a courageous step by Halle to protect herself and her son. If false, it would be a serious weaponization of the legal system. Either way, the lesson is this: behind every celebrity couple is a real relationship, with real highs, real trauma, and sometimes real danger. Let me know if you want a timeline of events, a breakdown of court filings, if they're public, or a script or analysis to explain this story in a video, article, or post. This story has layers and it's far from over.
Chat, rate the fit, man. I'm feeling like, damn, bro. Should I get a stylist? Why are they saying GGTMZ? Let's see.
Why are they saying DDG?
All right, I'm looking at her story now. What? Oh. My bad. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
Bad, bro.
But that can't even be real.
But,
that's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? All that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
Even, but I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta be.
Just don't do it, bro. Come here.
Don't even make no.
Go back. That's my real friend. We're not gonna do no false ruin this stream. He's a great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people. He's a man. He's a father, and we're gonna respect him. We're gonna love him. WDDG, and anyone got anything to say?
The fake narratives, man. Stop the bull. We don't want it.
What started as Halle Bailey's emotional plea for safety has now turned into DDG's high-stakes counterstrike. He's not just denying abuse, he's accusing her of physical aggression, surveillance and control via alleged AirTag tracking manipulating the public narrative. He's not just trying to clear his name, he's actively reshaping the entire story, and in doing so, potentially jeopardizing Halle's public image, career, and custody standing. Screenshots and surveillance claims. DDG reportedly submitted text exchanges to counter claims of harassment, painting Halle as manipulative or erratic. Photos of his own injuries, including a cut on his thumb that he says came from a physical altercation with Halle. AirTag allegation. He says he found a tracking device allegedly planted by Halle or someone close to her, implying she was stalking him. Witnesses ready to testify. He's named third-party witnesses, possibly friends, assistants, or even security, who claim to have seen Halle acting aggressively or contradicting her own story. Damage to his reputation. He's positioning himself as the real victim of defamation and seeking to reverse custody terms, or at least remove the gag and restraining orders. The court granted temporary custody and protection to Halle, based on evidence presented first. DDG motion will likely result in a formal evidentiary hearing, meaning both sides will now need to bring solid, verifiable proof, not just internet narratives. This could go criminal if either party's claims about assault, stalking, or child endangerment hold up. There are rumors, not yet confirmed, that Disney or other studios have backed off future deals with her. Some insiders speculate she's being soft blackballed due to the chaos. Others say she began pulling away from certain roles or projects herself. And DDG's team is reportedly suggesting that her behavior changed before the breakup, possibly setting up a defense that she wasn't the victim, but the aggressor. This is now an active court battle with custody of a minor child involved, mutual accusations of abuse and harassment, social and career fallout on both sides. Expect a court-ordered investigation, possibly psychological evaluations, from both sides, including character witnesses, a final hearing on custody, visitation, and protective orders. If either side falsified evidence, they could face perjury or contempt charges. This is no longer about who unfollowed who on Instagram. This is about allegations of violence in front of a mental health and safety, potential criminal charges, a child's well-being and custody. We rewatching two young black celebrities, one a global Disney figure, the other an internet rapper, go to war in public and in court, and whoever wins this case legally may still walk away with permanent damage to their image, careers, and families. If you want a timeline of all key legal actions, an objective analysis of each side's legal standing, a script for a video or podcast breakdown, let me know. This story is heavy and far from over.
And everyone on this trip can confirm there was nothing weird going on. I wasn't even staying near them. It was for someone's birthday. Let's start there. There was never anything sneaky going on. Like, me and Daryl's relationship has always been strictly started off as business. Obviously, if you know, you know, like, he put me onto YouTube, started off there, grew into a friendship, has always remained platonic. So it's very unfortunate. Like, I know people already have this narrative because it's just hard to believe that a guy and a girl can be friends. Like, it's hard to believe that me and him or any other guy and girl can just strictly be platonic friends, okay? But nothing has ever gone on past that, ever.
DDG alleges Halle was stalking him using multiple Apple AirTags, including one hidden in a Hello Kitty pet tracker inside his maybe shown inside a vitamin bottle in his Escalade, one in Halo's diaper bag. A particularly disturbing claim, since it uses their child as a surveillance tool. If proven true, hiding a tracker in a child's belongings could be considered a form of parental manipulation or even child endangerment. DDG shared screenshots of frantic texts. Halle allegedly texted things like, "Answer the phone. I'm calling for help. I have a knife." He responded with messages pleading for peace. "I just want to be left alone. Why do you have a knife?" Allegation: she came at him with the knife and cut his hand, requiring treatment. Photos of the injury were leaked, and while they do show a cut, whether it matches the claims will depend on medical records and expert testimony. On Mother's Day, DDG claims Halle got upset. He didn't want to celebrate with her. She allegedly took his Glock handgun, concealed in her bag. She left the house with it along with the baby. In one alarming message, DDG reportedly wrote, "I know you took my gun. That gun has no safety." The tone of the messages wasn't just fear for his own safety. It suggests he was worried she might harm herself or someone else. Between the knife incident, the gun allegations, and the tone of some alleged texts like "my son will not be around for it." Mental health is now squarely at the center of this case. If DDG's claims hold, this shifts from abusive ex to potential psychiatric emergency and stable parenting environment, legal grounds for sole custody or supervised visitation. DDG's mother backs his version. She alleges Halle tracked DDG's location using AirTags, allegedly showed up to a date night uninvited and tried to start a fight with the woman. DDG was with what started with near universal support for Halle has now fractured into two camps: supporters of Halle who still believe her original abuse, claims doubters, and fence-sitters who are now asking, was DDG actually the one in danger? Did Halle use the courts and media to manipulate perception? How much of this is emotional abuse versus mutual toxicity? The courts are likely to review all evidence presented by both parties: texts, injuries, videos, and third-party witness statements. Possibly order psychological evaluations, investigate child safety conditions, set a hearing for custody permanent or supervised, restraining orders extended, modified, or revoked criminal charges if either party is found to have lied under oath or committed an assault. This is no longer just celebrity mess, it's dangerous, heartbreaking, and legally serious. Whether Halle is struggling with emotional regulation, or DDG was manipulating from behind the scenes, or both, this child is at the center of a storm. We're now watching a narrative shift from Disney princess survives abuse to maybe both of them need serious help, and fast. If you want a timeline of the full situation, a legal analysis of who has the stronger case, a neutral deep dive for a podcast, blog, or video script, let me know. This is only going to get more intense. When Halle tried to take Halo to Italy for 2 months of filming, DDG filed an emergency motion that emphasized her alleged emotional instability, past incidents of threatening messages, alleged suicidal ideation while driving with Halo, ongoing postpartum depression, and the judge didn't ignore it. The motion was granted, and Halle was temporarily barred from traveling internationally with their child. Back in April, Halle opened up in a now resurfaced interview. Postpartum hit me like a tidal wave. I didn't realize how serious it was until I was drowning in it. It felt like I was stuck in the biggest wave of my life, barely able to breathe, trying to come up for air. This quote, while deeply human and raw, is now being used by critics and in court as evidence that her mental health could endanger her son, especially while overseas and out of legal reach. The tone online has changed fast. What began as protect Halle at all costs has morphed into a more complicated conversation. Why isn't anyone taking DDG seriously? You can't weaponize mental health struggles unless there's danger involved. Is there danger here? What about the baby? Halo's safety should be the only priority. Even some of Halle's defenders have started acknowledging that both parties might need help, not headlines. Postpartum depression is not a crime, nor does it automatically make someone unfit. But in family court, judges are forced to ask, is the parent actively receiving treatment? Are there warning signs of instability or potential harm? Are children involved in dangerous scenarios like erratic driving, threats of self-harm, or unstable behavior? If even one of those boxes is checked, courts may act fast, as they appear to have done here. Now that international travel is off the table for now, the case could pivot in one of three directions: court-ordered evaluations of both parents, psychological, parental fitness, a drawn-out custody trial, or, less likely right now, a confidential mediation to quietly resolve this without further damage. Either way, temporary custody remains with Halle, restraining order still in effect against DDG, but his legal counters have gained traction. Forget the celebrity gossip angle. This is a new mother admitting to mental health struggles, a father accusing her of dangerous behavior, a baby caught in the emotional and legal wreckage. Whether Halle is spiraling, DDG is manipulating, or both are battling unresolved trauma, Halle is the one paying the price. No film roll, no music drop, no social media clapback is worth a child's peace. Let me know if you want a detailed legal analysis of how courts handle postpartum depression in custody. Casessa, balanced social media script to discuss this without taking sides. A timeline of how everything unraveled. With legal milestones, this is a moment where the truth matters more than the trending. Once those documents hit the internet, there was no coming back. DDG asked for sole custody of baby Halo. He demanded third-party handoffs, only court-supervised visitation, a hard ban on Halle taking their son out of the state, much less out of the country. And when he laid it all out, it was raw, no filter, no PR, team polish. Just trauma, accusations, and receipts. Behind the scenes, the ripple effects were instant. Insiders claim the Italian film studio Halle was set to shoot with started looking to recast quietly. No press release, no statement, just silent detachment. The reason? Alleged international custody issues, mental health red flags, media storm tied to threats with the child present, and while it's still unconfirmed, the word is, she may have lost the gig. From Disney darling to studio liability in a matter of weeks. If true, this is more than just a personal crisis for Hollowitz, a massive professional L. She went from The Little Mermaid and Grammy-nominated music to being tagged in TMZ court drops. Reps. Silent. Her fan pages. Quiet. Disney. Nowhere to be found. Brick by brick, she built her brand. And right now, that brand is bleeding credibility fast. Once the docs leaked, fans picked sides like a Super Bowl. Team DDG, this is what happens when a man speaks up. He's got proof. He's got pain. Team Halle, you can have receipts and still be manipulative. Don't forget she got the restraining order first. And then, Black Twitter pulled up. With their own nuanced takes. Yeah, the texts were wild, but don't ignore the power imbalance. DDG has a whole platform. She doesn't. You don't get to weaponize a girl's breakdown after she says you're dangerous. We've seen this before. Hurt becomes public, and nobody wins but the headlines. As if it couldn't get more chaotic. DDG went live and basically dropped himself in it with this. I already said how it is, chat. I stand on it. I put DD likely meaning hi or Halle in a group chat with my lawyers. That one clip had people spinning. Why would you drop legal convos in a group chat? Why are you on stream about this at all? Is this about justice or content? At this point, here's what's real. The court granted Halle a restraining order for a reason. DDG responded with a custody motion and receipts also for a reason. And baby Halo, just a toddler, is in the crosshairs of all of it. This isn't just gossip, it's about a 1-year-old watching two people who once loved each other destroy each other publicly. Let me know if you want a thread or post caption to discuss this respectfully. Online a neutral legal explicable what each side is actually asking for a deep dive into Halle's career impact. With other similar cases in Hollywood, this isn't just it's a full-blown legal and emotional wildfire. And the only one truly at risk is the baby caught in the flames. At the center of all this, a father DDG claiming he's a victim of stalking, violence, and manipulation. A mother Halle saying she feared for her life and had no choice but to protect herself and her child. And a baby, 1-year-old Halo, whose life is being debated across Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and TMZ. Neither side is blameless, both sides have receipts, emotional trauma, and mistakes. This case is a perfect storm of deep-rooted internet ideologies.